Take a deep dive.
Rabbit Hole
Podcast.
This is a true story, by the way. Today I got to work. There's
Wow.
I see there's a person just like sitting right next to the employee only door. So I'm like, oh, like somebody showed up early. So I was like, I'll just like let him in when I walk in. So I just go park my car and just walk over. And as I'm getting closer, I realize it's not somebody I know from work. They're sitting right next to the employee only door with a blanket over them, and they're shivering. I was fucking weirded out. So I just like
You were weirded out by a homeless man?
No. It was a woman, but like, okay, so I walk in. I just go to like my coworker and I go, "There's someone like right next to the freaking door." She's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, come with me. We'll just go talk to him." She's like, "Sure." So we walk outside. Start talking to her, and like she was visibly confused. Like she made up like a bunch of different stories. Like she was walking with her mother, and then all of a sudden she was waiting for the daycare that's right next door to open so she could get her children there, like a lot of like nonsensical stories. So the long story short, we called the cops. The cops showed up like 30 minutes later. It was a missing person. We found a missing person. She was missing for a solid 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
very nice.
hog.
Nice.
Did you get a
One
reward?
sec. No.
Oh.
But
They got a free coupon to the restaurant.
We found a missing person. Sadly enough, not all missing person stories have such a happy ending. Such as the case of 10 people from 1974 to 1991 that met their ends at the hands of Dennis Rader.
The BTK killer.
Welcome everybody to the Rabbit Hole Podcast.
All together now. Bind, torture, kill.
Kinky.
On that note, welcome everybody to the Rabbit Hole Podcast. I am looking at the beautiful faces of RemoriDesu, RusticII, FazeTheFoxBean, LynxParadox, MrMacoLive, and I am Nerocool.
Oi. So, Dennis Lynn Rader, he was born on March the 9th of 1945. He's an American serial killer, known as BTK. An abbreviation he gave himself for bind, torture, kill, the BTK Strangler, or the BTK Killer. Between 1974 and 1991, Rader killed 10 people in Wichita and Park City, Kansas, and sent taunting letters to the police and newspapers describing the details of his crimes. After a decade-long hiatus, Rader resumed sending letters in 2004, leading to his 2005 arrest and subsequently guilty plea. He is serving 10 consecutive life sentences at the El Dorado Correctional Facility in Prospect Township, Butler County, Kansas. But here's what's really fun about Dennis, all right? Oh, we're getting back into serial killers. Here comes my fun. But
you know what's really fun?
Really fun?
That thing, he killed people.
Whenever he was sending these letters to the police, he was sending them in cereal boxes.
Cat.
Do you get it?
He's a serial
Because he's a serial killer. I fucking hate Dennis Rader. All right, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I hate this motherfucker.
He's like the dad jokes of fucking serial killers.
He really is. But I found that this would be a perfect time to go over him, and a perfect time to really go through and get some big hits, because we are now episode 40. This is episode 40. So yeah, this is cool. We made it 40 episodes in, and the only 3 original members is me, Rusty, and Nero.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. We're making it, all right? Hopefully, 40 episodes in, this will be the same lineup. 40 more episodes, episode 80.
40 more episodes in, it's just us 3 that's not there anymore.
There we go.
It's just being directed by Remori, Faze, and Lynx, and we're not even here no more.
That'd be awkward as hell.
we upgraded.
Hi, and welcome to what we're assuming is still called the Rabbit Hole podcast.
I mean, at this point,
Well, I mean, cooking would
there's a
still be
bird,
rabbits.
there's a cat, there's a human, there's. Like,
I'm the only
Hi,
goddamn
and
rabbit
welcome
here.
to the
not a human.
Hi, and welcome
We
back
have
to the
rabbits.
cluster.
Well,
Have a
yeah,
fuck
Rem-
right
Rem-
now.
Rem-
right, you're a fuck
Rem-
boy. Never mind.
no, yeah. You're part rabbit.
Did you just forget about me in an instant?
You look more like a dog.
Romori,
Don't
worry. I forget about you every day.
She looks more like a dog. You're right. You bitch.
Speaking of sacrificing the innocent, let's talk about the serial killer.
Okay, Remori of all people is an innocent.
Fair enough. What is my character doing? Chill the fuck
Neither are
out.
you.
That's a different story.
It's more innocent.
I just
than
committed some light arson, okay? It's fine.
Wait. Okay, so are you telling me that
well.
you are now experiencing the serial killer triad? You have committed small arson. Have you wet yourself? Did you have brain trauma when you was little?
Are you
Did you make
torturing
your-
small
I
animals?
didn't wet myself, but I have ADHD.
Did you make your tiny pig eat dead people?
I don't have a fucking tiny pig.
What did you do to the tiny pig? Look, it's happening. He's torturing small animals.
He's
Tiny
torturing
peeking.
small animals. That's another part of the triad there.
One word: hickory smoked bacon.
That's 3 words.
Shush.
All right.
One name: hickory smoked bacon. I was gonna say bacon, then I got hickory smoked in my brain because of
Hickory
the
smoked
fire.
bacon
and I'm
actually
like, I
sounds
gotta have hickory smoked.
Pretty good, honestly.
Good, though.
But what doesn't sound pretty good is the story of Dennis Rader, which, by the way, let's get into his life and background here. Rader was born on March 9th of 1945 to Dorothy May Rader.
Oops.
The
The fuck you doing? Are you okay?
My window was opened.
You just- like I just read that in one first sentence. I was like,
Oh my god.
Everybody's just staring at you like, Nero?
his brothers are Paul, Bill, and Jeff Rader. Sources get like I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this entire family has the widest names ever.
They're from Kansas. Are you surprised?
Paul, Bill, Jeff, and fucking Dennis.
They're from Kansas. I repeat.
Like, damn, at least, I mean, my name is Christopher, but at least I put a K at the front of it just to be something different.
Yeah, go ahead, duck yourself.
Yeah,
Idiot.
to be fucking special.
Do you mean your parents put a K in front?
Yes.
I put a K. Even though when I was in the womb,
It's
I
not
was
like I'm
like,
giving people
"Aaron,
my address, and
I'm
besides,
gonna
if you
whoop
look it
your
up,
ass
it's not
if
even
you
the
don't
right
put
address
in a
anyway.
Just like as soon as you popped out, it's like, "Hi, I'm Christopher with a K."
With a K. Exactly.
Hi, baby. Your new name is... My name is Chris.
My name is Chris.
You will call me by Chris, or you will suffer the consequences."
I came out screaming, okay? Sources
Didn't we all?
Yes. Sources give Raiders
Oh
Raiders
no, I
place of
came out
birth
strangling.
as either Columbus, Kansas, or Pittsburgh, Kansas. He grew up in Wichita. Both parents worked long hours and paid little attention to their children at home. Rader later described feeling ignored by his mother in particular and resenting her for it. Sorry.
Bless you, I was waiting. It was like, what the fuck is that pause for?
He had a sneeze. But from a young age, Rader harbored sadistic sexual fantasies about torturing trapped and helpless women, small, innocent animals such as lynx. He also exhibited zoosadism by torturing, killing, and
Zoosadism.
hanging small animals,
Like Lynx.
like lynx. Rader acted out sexually fetishes for voyeurism, autoerotic asphyxiation.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
I like how you got asphyxiation, but you messed up voyeurism.
Shut up. And cross-dressing.
When did we talk about vor?
Voyeurism.
Voyeurism.
Voyeur.
Voyeurism.
Two different things.
No.
He often spied on his female neighbors while dressed in women's clothing. I could see this. I'm like fucking.
Just wait.
Oh my god!
Michael,
Imagine
why is
you're
this
the neighbor.
something I think
imagine
you
you're
would
the neighboring
do?
world,
This is
and just a big dirty dude, bearded dude, just like looking
Oh
over.
God,
the
I
fence
don't
and
like this next sentence.
This is fucking Dennis
go-
Menace right here, like including
I'm
women's
sorry.
underwear
Are
that
we
he had
going over
stolen.
my wiki? I don't know what's going on.
In the group chat, there's a thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Is it a wiki about me? I don't understand what's going on.
Oh
What?
my god.
What, Lex?
Including he was dressed
I
in
don't
women's
like the next
clothing,
couple sentences
including women's underwear that he had stolen, and masturbated with ropes or other bindings around his arms and neck. Years later,
This is one of those
tell
people
anybody.
that have 100 on like
Whoa?
3/4 of the BDSM test.
He broke the
Wait,
website.
Lynx. We met somebody like this.
which I mean, listen,
Oh shit.
there's a lot of these serial killers. All right, let's put it into this perspective. A lot of these serial killers that were bondage, all this bullshit, they were hardcore. They just wanted hardcore sex. Do you assume that they would be serial killers if they were in today's era?
yes.
No.
Yes.
They just hop on VR chat. They can do everything they want.
I mean,
Why are you looking at me?
I mean,
Mock is like, hey, Rusty,
homicidal
what you doing
tendencies.
later?
Okay, that's a different story. Just don't worry about it.
Years later, during his cooling off periods between murders, Rader took pictures of himself wearing women's clothing and female masks while bound. He later admitted that he was pretending to be his victims as part of his sexual fantasy. However, Rader kept his sexual well hidden.
Proclivities.
He kept his sexual tendencies well hidden.
Fair enough.
And he was widely regarded in his community as normal, polite, and well-mannered. But there are some stories there's also some things that Dennis, if you had Dennis as your neighbor, he was one of those neighbors that you could not get to shut the fuck up and leave you the fuck alone.
My friends.
He was
IRL.
yeah.
And then one day, you just tell him off in the morning after he does a fucking box of cereal on your fucking front doorstep.
Ooh,
Oh,
fruity,
they were cereal daddies.
fruity Dinobites. I wonder what's inside. It just explodes.
Damn you.
Fruit Loops. It's fucking C4 inside instead of it.
Rader attended Kansas Wesleyan University, whatever. Yeah, I hope I said that. Whatever. After high school, but received mediocre grades and dropped out after 1 year. He served in the U.S. Air Force from 1966 to 1970, and upon discharge, he moved to Park City, a suburb of Wichita, Kansas, where he worked in the meat department of a LynxParadox IGA supermarket, where his mother was a bookkeeper. Have any of you other guys, Lynx,
I have a
Rusty,
butcher just down the road. I don't like
Phase,
this.
have you ever heard of an IGA?
Yes.
We have
No.
I have not.
we have IGA as just straight up. It's called IGA.
Is it you literally have an
Fuck.
IGA supermarket?
Fuck is IGA?
It's
owned by
a grocery
Sobeys.
store.
Do we have those here on the West Coast?
Doesn't it mean?
I don't know. I
I
haven't
think it
seen
means
any.
International Grocery Administration, if I remember right.
I think so.
I think Walmart would almost be an IGA, but IGA is meant specifically for groceries.
Yeah, IGA
Yeah, no, I don't think we have those over here on the West Coast because I've never seen one.
It's almost like
they're
Safeway.
in Kansas. They're
but
in
with
Canada,
only food.
apparently. They're in Australia.
Yeah,
They're,
you were calling-
there's one.
I have
literally-
Safeway
never
be an IGA?
My
fucking
province
seen an
called
IGA around here.
There's one
It
literally
is
5
called-
minutes down the road from me.
That's
called
good
the
for you.
And my
The
province called
Independent Grocers
IGA.
Alliance.
French. Everything's French here. It's not IGA, it's IGA.
EGA?
IGA.
Hold up. IGA supermarket locations and hours in California.
Oh, it's a specific type of. Oh yeah, no, I've never been to an IGA itself.
Yeah, that's the brand.
It's the brand, IGA. There's one
Like,
in
we have that.
Alpine, California. There was one.
We don't. Wait, yeah, I'm looking at.
I've
I'm looking
seen
at-
an IGA.
Chula Vista, wherever that's at.
We have
that's where I
1,400
was
independently owned IGA stores in Australia.
There's how many?
1,400.
Jesus Christ.
I love how we got onto that topic, talking about fucking serial killers.
Talking about serial
talking about
killers.
We gotta
I
go to
really
the-
want to
listen.
talk about these IGAs.
You have
got-
to go to the fucking supermarket to buy cereal.
Exactly.
Never mind. I have been to an IGA. I take that back. There's one over in Primeville.
Oh, Albertsons counts as an IGA. Okay, cool. I have one of those really close by.
All right, we're getting off the topic of
I'm
IGA.
looking
have
at
a lot
IGAs
of
near
Albert
me.
Walmart, Costco, Target. Those are IGAs apparently.
But Rader married Paula Diaz in May 22nd of 1971, and they had 2 children, Carrie and Brian. He attended Butler County Community College in El Dorado, earning an associate degree in electronics in 1973. He then enrolled in the Wichita State University and graduated in 1979 with a Bachelor of Science degree, majoring in the administration of justice. Rader intentionally worked as an assembler for the Coleman Company, an outdoor supply company. He worked at the Wichita-based office of ADT Security Services from 1974 to 1988, where he installed security alarms as part of his job. In many cases, for house owners concerned about the BTK killings, Rader was a census field operations supervisor for the Wichita area in 1989. Before the 1990 federal census. In May of 1991, Rader became a dog catcher and compliance officer in Park City.
What did he do with those dogs? What?
Chili.
In this position, neighbors recall him being sometimes overzealous and extremely strict, as well as taking special pleasure in bullying and harassing single women. One neighbor complained that Rader had killed her dog for no reason. Rader was a member of the Christ Lutheran Church and had been elected president of the church council. He was also a Cub Scout leader. On July 26, 2005, after Rader's arrest, his wife was granted an emergency divorce, waiving the normal waiting period. In an interview with ABC News in 2019, Rader's daughter, Carrie, said she still writes to her father and has now forgiven him, but still struggles to recollect him with the BTK killer, stating her childhood seemed normal, and they were a normal American family.
Obviously not.
Qualifications.
Listen, the whole killings aspect of BTK was
Wow, he has a good... Holy shit.
he was completely hidden from his wife, from his kids. His wife said he never beat her. He always was. I guess she liked sucking that dick. I don't know, but his kids said that he was a great father, always got them things, and it was shocking at the fact that
He was a serial killer.
that he was the BTK killer. They had no idea in this
They were
case.
like, he's never made a pun in his life. How can he be this BTK killer?
Oh my god.
See, their first issue.
I was just gonna
never
say,
made.
I saw off to the side, he was a staff sergeant, and he got an Air Force Good Conduct Medal, and also a Small Arms Expert Marksman Ribbon National Defense Service Medal. Mm-hmm. This man was scary. Like, jeez. That
He's obviously
He's a
smart
fucking
enough as
asshole.
well. Like, the electronics certifications that he got as well.
He
the
used
dude was decorated, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
BTK, and as we're about to find out in some of these murders, he would break into houses. But he would use the ADT security thing, his job, to find weak points in their houses, unlock places, that way he could get in to kill these families.
He's smart
exactly
as
what
shit.
I was thinking as soon as I heard that he worked
Does he
for
have-
ADT.
I'm sorry to ask, but does he have man titties? Because I
Probably.
want to call him the big titty killer.
The big titty killer. Or well,
The big
well,
kitty
do you
killer.
know? Well, here's okay. There are several instances of the police being absolutely ridiculous in this case.
It's like John Wayne Casey's, where
It's
Casey's,
wor-
where they literally you're sitting at them going, "If you haven't realized by now,
There's
you're
several.
fucking stupid."
Yeah, there were several cases of where he could have been caught, but
Yeah.
and there is for one of the people that was after BTK, they called themselves the Hot Dog Squad.
What?
You know what? I like Kansas now. I'm moving to Kansas purely because of the hot dog
The
squad.
Hot Dog Squad. You want Chewini?
Fucking God.
Hi, we're the serial killers who actually committed terrible crimes. We're naming ourselves the Hot Dog Squad.
He's the
You
bun.
want New
I'm the
York or
weenie.
Chicago version?
Lynx is the ketchup and Rusty's the mustard. We're ready to
What?
go.
Hey,
Bye.
did you just call me the wiener? What the shit?
Why am
No,
I
I'm
the
the
mustard?
I'm not that. Oh, okay. On January 15th, 1974, 4 members of the Otero family were murdered in Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita. I will forever always call Wichita Wichita now.
Which? The victims were Joseph Otero, age 38, Julie Otero, age 34, Joseph Otero Jr., age 9, and Josephine Otero. Wow, you guys suck at naming your children.
Well, they're dead now. I don't know if that's gonna matter.
Yeah, don't rest in spaghetti, never forget. But like,
Doesn't change the fact that their fucking naming skills are like worse than mine.
I mean,
All right.
my like a little tidbit.
Joseph Jr. and Josephine. It's like fucking Christ.
But like, I mean, okay. Well, all of the with my grandmother's family, she was part of the baby boomers, so she has like 4 sisters and 4 brothers,
Oh yeah.
and like all of the boys were named with a D, and all of the girls were named with an S. So they all.
I'm holding back my immature jokes.
Continue.
Fuck, was it? Okay. Their buddies were discovered by the family's 3 older children who had been at school at the time of the killings. After his 2005 arrest, Raiders confessed to killing the Otero family. Rader wrote in a letter that he had stashed inside an engineering books in the Wichita Public Library in October 1974, which described in details the killing of the Otero family in January of that year. Man, the motherfucker had a fucking whole confession letter just hidden somewhere in a fucking public library.
Mm-hmm.
I just crashed.
You just crashed.
Oh,
Nice.
somebody go twerk on him when he can't see.
He'd like it. Don't do it.
Mako's on the
He
case.
can't see anything.
Continue, I'll be
Teabag.
back.
Teabag. Teabag. Well, I think so far
Oh,
me.
there's my wife.
Wait, what?
So far, I think
Norm.
me and Lynx are the only 2
Hi,
people
Norma
here
Bin.
that Buck wasn't teabagged on.
I have
Have I
literally
been
teabagged on
teabagged
literally
on?
everybody in this room, haven't I?
Wait, I have.
Yes, you have. Yes,
I've been traumatized.
you've
When did
passed
I get
out a couple
teabagged on?
times.
Oh,
Yeah, I've gotten Phase.
I
I
saw
don't
the
know.
re-
I think I've gotten Lynx too.
because we're waiting for Amori. I watched the recording of when I had passed out. I literally, for one, it took me 15 seconds when we got into that new world to be out. For the preceding 3 hours, people were joining the world to make sure I was okay throughout the entire night. It was the cutest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Got more
We just
cuddles.
randomly kept
Wait, you
having
were
people
recording all
rejoin.
that?
We got
They
more.
would
hugs.
leave and then
We got
rejoin and be
more
like,
hugs.
"Are you okay?" I was
We got
like,
more hugs and cuddles
Uh-huh.
in that 3 hours when you were passed out than you
It's-
ever had when you were awake in VR chat.
"I got cuddled
Yeah.
Yeah.
by who?"
All kinds
A lot
of
of people. I don't remember
A
all
lot
of
of
them. A lot of them.
I just fall asleep. Everyone's just like,
Well, at least you didn't have somebody that was there like, I penetrated his butthole and he made some weird noises. Ooh.
God.
When the fuck did that happen
When
to
I
you?
fucking passed out, I immediately blocked that motherfucker too after that.
Yeah, I was trying to kick him, but
Tested his
Lynx was
deep
the fucking-
penetration
but
system.
listen,
It's
fully
after,
functional.
and during, while that guy was saying that dumb shit, he joined off Lynx. Lynx was the owner of the world. Lynx wouldn't kick him.
He was like, he joined off me. I was like, fucking kick him.
joined
Tell
off
him it's
me.
me. I don't
We
give a
put,
shit.
is this part going to go into the podcast?
Hey, I'm going to keep this while we're waiting for.
I just wanted to know the name of the person out of podcast, just
Out
so
of
I make sure
podcast?
I have them unadded, because that would be bad.
Yeah, same.
It's
Here,
what-
well, no, just throw it into the fucking.
I know the
just tell me.
name.
Yeah, just,
Oh, Remori's joining.
wait, just bleep it. Just bleep it in fucking post. Whatever.
No, that's more work that I have to do, and I'm not going to remember that.
I don't remember the whole name, but it's something like this.
Just throw it in the Discord.
Oh wait, while we have this downtime, Faze, can you look over the
Something
recap?
like that.
Make sure I didn't miss anything.
I can after this. Just one sec.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember
Oh.
because after I kicked him from the world that night, later me and Lynx did our fucking 18-hour stream, and then the fucking
Yeah.
dude just like later on came back to my stream and was like, "You're still going?" I was like, "Yeah, why the fuck are you coming back?"
Like,
You're still going.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
18 hours in.
But let me, I have another little piece here. Like,
I don't see him
So-
on JRC.
so since, I mean, this is getting really into, this is just basically grazing over it. But there is some details here I have. On the Ontario's, he literally knocked on the door, and little Josephine was the one that answered the door. And the father was outside, and the wife Julie, she was inside. As soon as he enters into the room, he looks at the wife. He goes, "I'm just here to rape you. Put the kids somewhere where they can't see it, and then I'll be on my way. You either do that, or I will kill you." Well,
Okay.
What the fuck?
well, he puts the kids into the bathroom. They lock the door. The husband hears the struggle, comes inside. Unfortunately, though, as the husband was trying to wrestle him down to the ground, that is when BTK pulled out a knife and stabbed the dude right into the eye. Directly into the
Jesus.
brain, instantly killing him.
I'm trying not to make a bad joke because I feel bad.
Make bad joke.
He didn't see that one coming.
And as the kids hear that struggle, they come out of the bathroom, and he then holds them down. He chokes them to death, both of them.
I'm happy that's all
As-
he did, I guess. Is that bad to say? But I guess I am just happy that's all he did to the kids.
Yeah,
And
that is
as
fair.
and as the wife is tangled up, bounded, he rapes her, and then he proceeds to use the rope to kill her by suffocating her to death.
Jesus. Okay.
It was his.
Empathy is a word that does not exist for those fucking people. Jesus Christ.
It was his intentions the entire time
You kill them.
to kill them.
There's no way, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're put in that kind of situation, I'm sorry. You need to go out
Don't let
struggling.
no one in your
'cause, like,
house. Lock your doors.
well, and even then, I was just like, man, you gotta, like, fight back then, because the chances of them actually just doing that and then leaving after you've seen them is non-existent.
You Americans. You should have shot him on sight.
Listen. It is proven that America is one of the more violent countries out of the Mr. Top Hat up there, but you have
I'm
some
pretty
dumbass police.
I'm pretty sure we have more guns than we have people.
The fuck you on about?
You
There's
have
dumbasses
That would make
everywhere.
sense.
I agree, but there's a lot of like the Canadian culture, like they're just too friendly and too sorry, eh?
Oh my fucking god! Yeah,
God.
much
Oh my God.
sorry, we're just not that fucking
He's just a good guy. He's just a good guy. But
Whatever you say, fucking bitch. Breathing, motherfucker.
If you're not careful, you'll be sleeping with the moosin.
the moosin. Well, speaking of moosin, you read the next paragraph. Let's go. I want. Let's rock.
I'm currently updating this world.
What's the last word that was said?
Between the spring of 1974 and winter of
Yeah,
1977.
Say a second paragraph of the fucking murders.
What the fuck?
Down in case history.
Where am I?
Where am I?
I checked to make sure that guy wasn't on my friends list, and I'm like trying to find out where you guys went.
Do you want to read?
Murders, second part.
Yes. You start reading, and I'll read after you because I'll find it by the time you're done.
Go, Amori.
Between the spring of 1974 and winter 1977,
Oh.
Rader killed 3 more women. I was about to say William.
William.
He killed 3 more
More
Williams.
Williams.
All
Okay.
Williams. Poor Willie,
Catherine Wright.
Wilson, and Wilbert.
Oh God.
Catherine Bright, Shirley Van Relford, and Nancy Fox. In early 1978, he sent another letter to television station Cake.
That is literally.
Okay.
Hey.
Excuse
In,
me,
in-
I would like someone to play with my kake.
It's
Okay.
K-A-K-E.
K-A-K-E, your premier television channel here in Wichita.
You're tuned into Cake.
Cake. Now slice a piece of that cake.
He sent another letter to television station Cake in Wichita, claiming responsibility for the murders of the Oteros, Bright, and Van Redford and Fox. He suggested many possible names for himself.
Yeah, this is one of those guys like, you don't get to choose your own name.
Yeah.
The media is supposed to choose it for you, but he was like, I want my name to be BTK.
Why the fuck did I hear BLT?
Buck-tooth killer.
I've been
heard
thinking
BLT.
BLT this entire
The
time. not
BTK.
gonna
He's the
lie.
buck-tooth killer.
The buck-tooth killer.
The
Hey, fuck
buck-tooth
you, I
shit.
used to be buck-tooth.
Have buck teeth.
Shit, Marco, it is about me.
Oh, uh-oh.
He demanded media attention in this second letter, and it was finally announced that Wichita did indeed have a serial killer at large. A poem was enclosed titled "Oh, Death to Nancy," a parody of the lyrics to the American folk song "Oh, Death." In the
Oh,
letter,
God.
he claimed to have be driven to kill by Factor X, which he characterized as a supernatural element that also motivated Jack the Ripper, the Son of Sam, and the Hillside Strangler murders.
So,
Want to keep going, Face?
he wanted,
You
like,
can. I'm either ready to start or you can keep going. It doesn't matter to
I
me.
was wanting everybody just to take a paragraph, but like,
Perfect.
so in that letter, the reason that he wrote the letter and left it at her home was because he was stalking this person, okay? He was stalking Nancy. The full name is somewhere in the paragraph, but
Nancy Fox.
Nancy Fox, yeah. He was wanting to he was wanting to kill Nancy, okay? Nancy was going to be another victim. But on the day that he decided to do it, he was stalking. He was watching her routines, waiting for her to be home, waiting for her to go to bed, all that fun stuff. But
I don't know if I'm gonna call that fun stuff, but you do you, bro.
But here's what happened when he on the night that he had this set up. she was at a friend's house. And so he was just in the house all night long. And then when dawn came, he threw down some stuff, wrote the letter, and then went outside. She didn't find the letter to the following evening when she returned home, and her house had been burglarized. She survived. He never tried to go back after her. But that's what the old death to Nancy. It's like, Nancy, why were you not here? Nancy, I feel that you're so dear. Like, it's so bad. Like, it was, but like,
Terrified.
yeah.
Feel like if I saw that, I'd be just like, "Yep, moving to Washington."
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
on the move.
Dear. All right.
Moving to
Phase.
one of the places no one knows.
Like old Hazard. All right, Phase, go.
He also, sorry, I had to continue your accent. He also intended to kill others, such as Anna
You
Williams,
almost sound like my sister.
What?
When he done that accent, he almost sounded like my sister.
He also intended to kill others, such as Anna Williams, who in 1979, age 63, escaped death by returning home much later than expected. Rader explained during his confession that he became obsessed with Williams, and he was absolutely livid when she evaded him. He spent hours waiting at her home, but became impatient and left when she did not return home from visiting friends.
There you go. I don't know why you kept the accent the entire time, but okay.
I got into it, and then I just went.
Just went on.
It's like the and he shot it dead.
And he shot it dead. And he shot it dead.
And then he shot it dead.
He shot it dead. All right, Lynx, Marina Hedge.
Marina Hedge, age 53, was found on May 5th, 1985, at East 53rd Street, north between North Webb Road and North Greenwich Road, in Wichita. Rader killed her on April 27th, then took her dead body to his church, the Christian Lutheran Church. Why would he take a body to a church?
He took the body to the church, had sex with it, and posed it in the pews, took pictures of it, and then took it back outside.
Yeah, where he was the president of the church council. Yep, we knew that. There he photographed her body in various bondage positions. Rader had previously stored black plastic sheets and other materials at the church in preparation for the murder, and then later dumped the body in a remote ditch. He called his plan Project Cookie.
Project Cookie.
Cookie?
Project Soggy Biscuit.
Rusty, 1988.
I don't even want to know.
I'm working on stuff.
God damn it. I'm supposed to be part of the podcast.
I can keep going if you'd like. Mine was small.
Yes.
Much like my real what? In
what you said.
1988, after the murders of 3 members of the
Fager family.
I almost said that in a bad way.
Fager family.
I'm going to call it the Fager family purely
Fager
because I
family.
don't want to accidentally say the other word. A letter was received from someone claiming to be the BTK killer.
It's a French
in which
cigarette.
We almost got cancelled.
We almost
It is.
we
It
almost
is
did.
French. Nero, do I have permission to use a French cigar name? I got the pass. In 1988, after the murders of 3 members of the Fager family in Wichita, a letter was received from someone claiming to be the BTK killer, in which the
Are you okay? There's only one gene there.
of the letter.
Fager family.
I have a friend where his last name is Fagin. So I was actually curious if maybe it was actually supposed to be pronounced like that.
No, I just want to picture like a parody of a fucking Lord of the Rings. Hello, Bilbo Baggins. We must go.
God.
We must go.
No, if it's a parody, it's gonna be dildo fagging.
Dildo Faggins. There you go.
In which the author of the letter denied being the perpetrator of the Fagger family or murders. The author credited the killer with having done. Why? Okay. Can I just say, why do we use the word credited? That makes it sound like they did a good thing, so we had to make sure they got credit for it.
They got credit for it.
It's like they did a good thing. That's
You-
something impressive.
You raped 10 women? All right, we got to give you credit for that.
There you go. You get the 10 rape award.
That's a skill.
Wait, but the author credited the killer with having done admirable work. It was not proven until 2005 that this letter was, in fact, written by Rader. He is not considered by police to have committed this crime.
2 women that Rader stalked in the 1980s.
Your fucking police is dumb as shit too.
I know we are. That's how do you think most of these serial killers got to do what they did for so long? Why do you think this motherfucker was killing people in the 70s and was not caught until 2005?
Because, whoa.
Because people be stupid.
But two women, god damn it, 2 women that Rader stalked in the 1980s, and one he stalked in the mid-1990s, filed restraining orders against him. One of them
finally,
also
one of them
changed
did
their
something.
address to avoid him. His final victim, Dolores E. Davis. Dolores E. Davis
No,
was
he's
found.
Davis.
Yeah.
Not he Davis.
Was found
Davis.
on February 1st of 1991 at West 117th Street, North Midstream Street in Park City. Rader killed her
Meridian.
on January 19th. But
Meridian
the
Street.
reason that is his last kill, because in January of 1994, Wichita made it that you can, or up until, because Wichita, Kansas especially, was really against the whole death penalty, but in 1994, it was brought back to life.
They're like, you know what, serial killer, we're going to turn this on for a little bit.
So after his last kill being in 1991, Rader could not be killed for it, because when it happened in the dates, he could not, it's...
I'm pretty
really,
sure that's one of those courthouse clearings.
It's one of those dumb loopholes, yeah.
There's one of those courthouse hearings that they would have thrown him into like the biggest jail cell with a bunch of other murderers and just been like, hey, this is the BTK killer, and just walked out.
Because he's such a fucking nerd.
Well, no, because 99% of those people would have probably tried to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this happened before. There's been serial killers and especially pedophiles that the jailers actually publicize in the jail what crimes they've done. And this has actually happened. People have gotten in trouble for this, where they throw them in with like the deadliest inmates and say, by the way, this is a child predator.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
know?
Those inmates literally just
I don't know if it's
killed
the
them.
same. I don't know if it's the same in the U.S., but in Canada now, there's a wing for sexual predators and pedophiles, so they are not mixed with the rest.
They're
of the
not
inmates.
mixed with Gen Pop. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they
but
would
people
I think,
try and protect them.
fucking
I think I heard a
murdered on the
story
spot.
or something of like this. Okay, so this guy raped and stabbed a woman to kill her, and then in the prison that he went to, basically whatever crime you did, it got to like done to you 50 times. So this guy got raped and stabbed 50 times.
Oh my god.
Well,
Sounds
hey,
fun.
we found this. We found the prison John Wayne. Oh my!
I don't think you would like the stabbing part, but meh. No one likes rape.
No, that
I
sounds
heard a
nice.
story. I heard a story of like somebody who went to prison. It was a child predator, and he was convicted, I think, of like three or four rapes on like really like small kids. And when the inmates found out what it was, they cut his dick off, shoved it down his own asshole, and then fucking strangled him to death.
So, well, statistically speaking, only 50% of
As he said,
people
he
like
just
it.
stares. He goes,
Wait,
it's just
Remori,
blind justice at that point.
Remori. The fuck?
What did Rusty
What
hear?
the fuck,
enough.
Samori?
I said statistically speaking, only 50% of people like it.
Anyway,
No, by 2004, the investigation.
wait, 1 second, 1 second. Before we get into the cold case part of it, Dolores E. Davis was the one that, after he got done killing her and doing his business, he ate the bowl of cereal and left it on her kitchen table before he left. That way cops would know that it was a serial killer. I fucking hate Dennis Rader.
Just because he makes puns?
He made just bad puns.
I'm fucking leaving. I'm leaving.
Time to go.
How disrespectful can you be that you actually make a pun on the dead body, basically?
On the dead body, yep. All right,
Like, bro.
go. Let's get into our cold cases here.
By 2004, the investigation of the BTK killer was considered a cold case. Then Rader initiated a series of 11 communications to the local media. This activity led directly to his arrest in February 2005.
Dumbass.
Yeah, he could have got away. He literally could have just lived the rest of his life.
Yeah.
In March 2004, the Wichita Eagle received a letter from someone using the name Bill Thomas Killman.
Bill Thomas Killman.
The author of the letter claimed that he had murdered Vicky Widgerall.
I read that as Wedgie.
Widgery?
Widgerall on September 16, 1986,
Oh.
and enclosed photographs of the crime scene, a photocopy of her driver's license, which had been stolen at the time of the crime. Before this, it had not been definitively established that Widgerall was killed by BTK. DNA collected from under Widgerall fingernails provided the police with previously unknown evidence. They then began DNA testing hundreds of men in an effort to find the serial killer. Altogether, over 1,300 DNA samples were taken and later destroyed by court order.
In May of 2004, television station Cake in Wichita received a letter with chapter headings for the BTK story, fake IDs, and a word puzzle. On June 9th, a package was found taped to a stop sign at the corner of the 1st and Kansas roads in Wichita. It had graphic descriptions of the Ontario murders and a sketch labeled "The Sexual Thrill is My Bill."
God fucking damn it. He uses Bill Thomas Killman and then does that.
Yep. Also,
I hate this guy.
I also enclosed a chapter list for a proposed book titled The BTK Story, which mimicked a story written in 1999 by Court TV crime writer David Orr. Chapter 1 was titled A Serial Killer is Born. In July, a package dropped into the return slot of a public library contained a more bizarre material, including the claim that he was responsible for the death of a 19-year-old Jake Allen in Argonia, Kansas?
Yeah, Argonia. Yeah.
Argonia, Kansas, earlier that month. This claim was false, and the death was ruled a suicide.
It always
that
makes
guy-
me wonder.
That guy was a fucking attention whore.
Well, it
Yes.
makes me wonder
Yes.
if the police labeled it as a suicide so he didn't get more, like,
Credit?
known and credit for it. Or if
Probably.
they were trying to save face for the child or the person because you never know what happened to that person.
That's probably... I'm going to go with the latter on that one.
Well, because that's happened, and you actually, if there is a child or somebody who has legal guardians and or somebody who can't speak for them, the family can choose to not publicize what happened upon their death.
Right.
And so what they'll do is they'll say a statement that they passed away from asphyxiation, which it's what Robin Williams, what happened to him basically when
Erotic
he first
asphyxiation, yeah.
It's like basically he had, no, I don't think it was for erotic purposes, but
Yeah.
he but when he passed away, it's like they didn't publicize it, so
Right.
you don't really know. I think the same thing happened with a VC. So, I don't think they ever publicized that either. So,
I mean, they pretty much,
R.I.P. Robin Williams.
yeah, for real. But they
I miss you.
pretty
Sorry.
much, publicized the shotgun that went to the head of
My friend. Huh?
my friend.
What
No,
are you talking about?
what?
Huh?
What's
What
that?
are you two on about?
What's that band?
What?
What?
What's that band?
Lincoln Park.
No.
I was
But
just
that's-
thinking
that- but
Chester
that-
because I know
that's-
I think he killed himself.
All
So.
right, yeah, Chester did kill himself.
forget how he
but there
did
was
that,
there
but-
was another one. Who the fuck
Bills.
was it? 90s. He
Was
was
it?
really influential. I mean, fucking What else could I be? All apologies. Nirvana. He killed himself. Supposedly. But everybody's been blaming it on his wife.
Oh,
Yeah. But
why in my brain did I not think he was dead? Oh, I know why. I have Daughtry pictured in my brain when you were saying that. I was like, no, Daughtry's alive. What are you talking about?
No, it's not Daughtry. But all right, Faze, start with in May 2004. No, wait, I just said that one. Go after his capture.
After his capture, Rader admitted to in his interrogation that he had been planning to kill again and he had set a date. October 2004 and was stalking his intended victim. Whoever that was, I'm sorry for your trauma. In October 2004, a manila envelope was dropped into a UPS box in Wichita. I think it's Wichita.
It's Wichita.
It is it? Okay. It had many cards with images of terror and bondage of children pasted on them. I don't want to know how he got those. A poem threatening the life of lead investigator Lieutenant Ken Landwehr, and a false autobiography with many details about Rader's life.
Lieutenant Ken Landwehr. Yeah, he was the lead investigator over the hot dog squad.
Sounds about right. These details were later released to the public. In December 2004, Wichita police received another package from the BTK killer. This time, the package was found in Wichita's
Murdoch Park. Why is it so hard for you to say Wichita?
I don't know. Wichita's Murdoch Park. It had, because it sounds wrong, in that it had the driver's license of Nancy Fox, which was noted as stolen from the crime scene, as well as a doll that was symbolically bound at the hands and feet and had a plastic bag tied over its head.
Yep.
Man, this guy's like everything wrong with life.
Yes.
This is everything wrong with humanity put into one person.
Lynx. In January 2005.
In January 2005, Rader attempted to leave a cereal... God damn, the fucking cereal boxes. Leave a cereal box of a pickup truck at a Home Depot.
Was
in
it Kellogg's?
Wichita.
No.
But the box was discarded by the truck's owner. Oh, what a shame. It was retrieved from the trash after Rader asked what had become of it in a later message. Surveillance tape of the parking lot from that date revealed a distant figure driving a black Jeep Cherokee, leaving the box in the pickup. In February 2005, more postcards were sent to
Cake.
how do you say that?
K-A-K-E. Cake.
It's cock A or cake? Your
Cock-A.
choice.
If you're a weeb, it's cocky.
Okay.
Cakey.
I am a weeb. And another cereal box was left in the rural location, was found to contain another bound doll.
Remori.
Yo.
In his letters to the police.
Oh yeah, we're doing that.
This is not the Barbie world I was promised.
I'm a Barbie girl.
In a
And Barbie it was-
world, life is plastic. It's so fantastic. You can
In his
brush
letters to
my
the
hair
police.
and trust me. No, stop there.
I don't know.
Rader asks
News-
if his
Right,
writings, if put on a floppy disk, could be traced or not. The police answered his questions in the newspaper ad posted in the Wichita Eagle, saying that it would be safe to use the disk. On February 16, 2005, Rader sent a purple 1.44 megabyte Memorex floppy disk to Fox affiliate KSAS TV
Case
in
ass.
Wichita. KSAS.
Kiss ass.
Is that?
Also enclosed
Kiss ass.
were a letter, a gold-colored necklace with a large medallion, and a photocopy of the cover of Rules of Prey, a 1989 novel about a serial killer.
What was really fun about another really fun moment here. He asked if a floppy disk now could be traced, and of course the police was like, no. Like the hot dog squad is over there, like they're over there pouring ketchup and mustard all over themselves. It's like, tell them that it can't. I need it, and so they're just.
What the fuck
I
is wrong
just
with
imagine
you?
the fucking peanut butter baby. Is a floppy disk traceable?
Yes.
I miss your mic.
What?
This is
Oh, I have it set to a different mic.
What happened?
such a
His fucking
boomer way to
echoey.
get caught.
His echoey.
What the
Oh. Here, wait, I can do it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, what the hell?
Was that loud?
When you got killed in frickin' in silence
Inside. Yeah, and then
as the death screen appeared.
you died. I've laughed so hard.
With that letter, then, police found metadata embedded in a deleted Microsoft Word document that was unknown to Rader, still stored on the floppy disk. The metadata contained the words Christ Lutheran Church, and the document was marked as last modified by Dennis. An internet search determined that Dennis Rader was president of the church council. When investigators drove by Rader's house, a black Jeep Cherokee, the type of vehicle seen in the Home Depot surveillance footage, was parked outside. This was strong circumstantial evidence against Rader, but they needed more direct evidence to detain him.
Police obtained a warrant to test the pap smear taken on Rader's daughter at the Kansas State University Medical Clinic. DNA tests showed a familiar match between the pap smear and the sample from Rigel's fingernails
It's familial.
that indicated that the killers was closely related to Rader's daughter, and combined to with the other evidence was enough for police to arrest Rader.
Like I said earlier, what a fucking boomer way to get caught. What the fuck?
Hey, can you get tracked by one of those floppy disker things? Got it.
And they're like, yeah, like
It's
That'd be
alright,
something
just
my
delete it.
freaking
Probably
dad
good.
would do. He just messaged me and he's like, hey, can you get tracked by this? I'm like, no. He's like, cool.
Rader
What?
was arrested while driving near his home in Park City shortly after noon on February 25th of 2005. An officer asked, Mr. Rader, do you know why you're going downtown? And Rader replied, oh, I have suspicions why. The Wichita Police and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and the ATF agents searched Rader's home and vehicle, seizing evidence including computer equipment, a pair of black pantyhose retrieved from a shed, and a cylinder container. The church attended his office at City Hall, and the main branch of the Park City Library were also searched. At the press conference the next morning, Wichita Police Chief Norman Williams announced the bottom line: BTK is arrested.
Also,
Big
I
titty killer.
love how when you're
damn.
trying to say cylindrical and you said cylinder.
Yep. I know.
Face just went. Face just straight up
so
went.
not to laugh.
My brain was just like, slow it down and good.
Cylindrical.
What's
Oh,
up?
Cylindrical.
Oh, no.
I was just looking at Faze and I just saw Faze go.
All right, fine, Faze. You get to lead all of legal
I was
proceedings.
trying not to laugh. Okay. Legal proceedings. On February 28th, 2005, should I read this as like a cop thing? Wait, one. On February 28th, 2005, Rader was charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder. Soon after his arrest, the Associated Press cited an anonymous source alleging that Rader had confessed to other murders in addition to those with which he had been connected.
Wait a minute, let me stop right there. You sitting over there laughing at me for not being able to do cylindrical when you yourself can't say Wichita?
It's because it's wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's not wrong.
The Sedgwick County. God, all these country names suck. District. No
Sandwich
offense to people that
BLT.
live there, but your names suck. The attorney denied the story, yet refused to say whether or not Rader had made any confessions, or if investigators were looking into Rader's possible involvement in more unsolved killings. On March 5th, news sources claimed to have verified by multiple sources that Rader had confessed to the 10 murders he was charged with, but no other ones. On March 1st, Rader's bail was set at US $10 million.
Oh my god. I honestly read, I guess on March 1st, Raiders Ball. I was like, what the fuck?
Raiders ball was set to U.S. Oh, well, all right.
Often sold for $10 million.
Cut off.
And a public defender was appointed to represent him. On May 3rd, the judge entered The judge entered not guilty pleas on Rader's behalf, as Rader did not speak at his they've misspelt arrangement. However, on June 27th, the scheduled trial date, Rader changed his plea to guilty. He described the murders in detail and made no apologies. At Rader's August 18th sentencing, victims' families made statements, after which Rader apologized in a rambling 30-minute monologue. God, this guy's a bitch. That the prosecutor likened to an Academy Awards acceptance speech. Wow, what a fucking prick. His statement has been described as an example of an often observed phenomenon among psychopaths, their inability to understand the emotional content of language. He was sentenced to 10 consecutive life sentences, with a minimum of 175 years. Kansas had no death penalty at the time of the murders. On August 19th, he was moved to the El Dorado Correctional Facility. Rader talked about
Innocuous topics.
What the fuck? Why are they using these shit words? Rader talked about innocuous topics, such as the weather during the 40-minute drive to El Dorado, but began to cry when the victim's family's statements from the court proceedings came on the radio. He is now in solitary confinement for his protection, with 1 hour of exercise per day and showers 3 times per week. This will likely continue indefinitely. Beginning in 2006, he was allowed access to television and radio, to read magazine, and other privileges for good behavior.
But there are some other further investigation things that we're probably not going to get really too into, that the FBI was thinking that he may have been doing in some more murders, more than just 10, but at the current time, there still hasn't been anything else leaked, and all this has been going on since 2005. But, other than that right there concludes the story. He is still serving his sentence. He is still alive. He's at the ripening age of 76, so he still has 130 more years to go before he can.
I have 2 small things. By
Oh wait,
the way.
no, he is 76. It's 175 years.
One.
Yeah.
Who else saw that? Like, I think it was in 2020 that the Golden State Killer that had been a cold case for like 35 years was just found.
Oh yeah.
And he admitted it. He was like an 80-year-old who admitted to all the crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, this was so long ago. And then I just watched a video today of a guy explaining on a bus. He's from Canada, by the way. And I thought this was terrifying, or at least I think he said he was. He was on a bus with a bunch of other people, and one person just suddenly got up next to him and started stabbing the throat of a guy beside him like 27 times, and then cut his head off and stood outside the door staring at them.
It was
with
walking
the head.
inside the bus with the fucking severed head. Yeah, I know.
He only had to go to a mental institution for 16 months, and then they let him free.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they
He
also.
got killed, though.
I'm sorry, but if you stab somebody's throat a dozen times and then saw their head off with a pocket knife, you should not be on the street. I don't care who you
Yeah.
are.
Oh,
They
the guy that
basically had him in the
What
mental
the
institution for.
hell?
They basically had him in the mental institution for a little while, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then in true Canadian fashion, they fucking let him go. And he was just like, "Oh, wait, he's just
I think was it Canada?
It was in my
I thought
province.
it was Canada.
Oh wait, no,
No,
it was in my province.
Was
I
it?
was in
I
Toronto,
saw
I
two
think.
things. I saw one on Canada and one on Canada and one on somewhere else, and the other one wasn't that bad.
I'm sorry."
I mean, okay, wait. Going back to like the Golden State Killer thing. Yeah. Apparently, they found out who the Zodiac Killer was, and he died like 3 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they never
Yeah.
got to try him.
They
They
never got to try him.
finally came down to conclusive evidence and finally found the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah.
Whoever the investigator was
already
on that must have been the most proud but disappointed person on the planet.
On the planet, the Hot Dog Squad,
Yeah.
the most disappointing.
Most disappointing killers to catch on the planet.
Well, that's all
guys-
we got for BTK.
Open.
What do you guys think?
Have you ever heard about the weeping voice killer? The dude was like killing people and like calling the police, just crying for like 30 minutes.
Oh, that sounds like an episode where we just listened to 911 calls.
No, he was
That
just
sounds
like
terrifying.
It was
I
straight up like
it.
he was
I
like
would
he'd
hate
kill
to
someone
get
and
those
just
calls.
call the
Holy
police.
crap.
Like, "Oh, you gotta stop me! I'm unstoppable. You gotta stop me!
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no,
kill
I
somebody
did
else."
see
And then-
that. They called him repeatedly, just bawling. I forgot about that, dude.
Yeah, I mean they fucking got him like after I think like the fourth victim because the guy was just
Yeah,
Always
he was killing like every day. He killed somebody and then would just be calling, bawling, saying, "I'm unstoppable. Please, someone stop me." And then he would kill someone else and then do it again. He was the most mentally unstable person I've ever heard of in my life.
Oh yeah.
I mean he got caught pretty fucking quick because the
Well,
guy's
the-
kind of stupid.
Other than Ted Bundy,
Well,
that man doesn't have
definitely-
a soul.
Ted Bundy. Well,
He's scary.
that's still what this is episode 40. That's still 60 episodes before we get to him.
He's the episode 100.
He's episode 100.
Now
Ted
for a
is.
century.
What
A
was
cent-
this?
commitment.
102, 103.
Yeah. Ted Bundy is probably going to be the most. We're going to tell the entire story of Ted Bundy the best way we can, and it might be a two-parter, almost an hour and a half long episodes each.
It might be 3-parter.
Might be a three.
His life is long.
Yes, we're going to that, but that
It shouldn't be.
that is something that we're going to save for episode 100. That should be a nice little. We made it. But speaking of making it. We made it through this episode. What did you guys think of the BTK?
The
just
segues
feel
were
like a
pretty good this
BLT.
time.
He
I'm
a bitch.
proud.
Should have still.
That's what I
Should have
think.
renamed himself BLT.
I'm hungry now.
You hungry now?
Killer.
But the big titty killer,
The big titty killer? Well, ladies and beans, make sure that you can get us to episode 100 by making sure that you hit the like button on YouTube.
and force the
or-
last 3 stable members to stay.
Yeah, exactly. And
Whoever said I was stable.
Did I say stable? The
moment-
last 3 original members to stay.
the moment that we got him the mini pig, he's just been losing it.
Oh, Mako,
Maybe
I've
like
been
to
losing
get
it
this
a
wrong.
long time before that.
Maybe he's allergic to pork.
Episode 100. We'll tell
Oh.
Got caught on this order 3.
Episode 100 is going to be the episode on me.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
I'm gonna tell you the life of Rusty.
The life of Rusty.
From his birth
On
to
episode
his
99, we're gonna
depression
hear
is
the police
killing.
kick in, and he's gonna get arrested. And then episode 100 will be the story of Rusty.
Yep. That's what's gonna fucking happen.
The episode starts with, by the way, you might like.
Why are you
realize that
staring
you're
at me
missing
like that?
one person
You might be a psychotic serial killer. If
in the makings.
Who the fuck told you? What?
If we don't miss an episode, I think next October, at the end of October, like right at Halloween,
it will be
it'll literally be
100.
episode 100.
That would be
Yeah.
that'd be good. That'd be Ted Bundy will begin.
It might be the very start of November, actually.
So we
But
got some more spoopy stuff in the pipeline. This episode will be coming out on the 20th, and then we have another episode coming out on the 27th, the week before Halloween. So, ladies and beans, we'll have another good spoopy one. We'll do the spooky spaghetti stories like we did last year. We'll do a part 2 of that next week, huh?
Huh? Oh yeah.
You don't
We
remember
also
that
need to
I
episode?
forgot about it.
We also need to do
Scary
create your own
pastas?
SCP story.
The next SCP story will be the week after that.
Cool. Because I have a good idea for an SCP and I want to
oh god, I have to make one.
Yeah, we got.
I have so much
We
going
have
on.
this one coming out the 20th, and then we'll have another. Then we'll have the spoopy stories for the 27th. That'll be the one right before Halloween, and then the first week of November we'll be right back with SCPs back in our normal, little place.
Chunk.
But normal little chunk, yes, and then we'll have some more things coming down the pipeline. But make sure that you guys hit the like button, share us about on whatever you're listening to on your podcast. We greatly appreciate you, Beans, every single one of you. Make sure to go follow us on Twitch, where all the links are down in the description of both the podcast and the YouTube as well. So if not, if you want to hear us by name as well, you got RemoriDesu, RusticII, Nerocool, LynxParadox, and FazeTheFoxBean, and you got myself at MrMacoLive. So thank you all so much again for listening. Until we see each other next time, remember to always hell yourselves!
Bye bye.
Peace out, beautiful bastards.
Romori, I want
love
to show you
you.
something.
I
Come here.
love
Is
you.
it hot?
He
Is it
knows.
in the fire?
He knows.
Love you.
Oh,
No,
wait,
it's
he
his
does?
penis.
What?
Just follow
He knows about the
Rustic into
spider.
the forest.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
he
gonna
does.
follow you.
Fuck.
He knows about the spider? Oh,
You know-
yeah, he knows about
You
the
know
spider.
about it?
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. We talked about it last week.